All right, so we are going to work on multi-step multiplication word problems. Okay, what this means is that there are two or more steps to solving the problem. Okay, coming from being used to just doing something where you see maybe a 2 times 4. Okay, that's one step. Now it's going to take, you might have a 3 times 4 times 5. Okay, multi-steps. Okay. So we're going to work on that right there. But now it's going to be in a word problem. Okay. So given an example here, Bobby has 4 crates. Each crate contains 6 boxes. Each box contains 8 cookies. How many cookies are there in all? Okay. So the important thing is when you read word problems, and this may help, is if you underline important words and numbers. Okay. So here I'm underlining the 4 crates. So I've given you a visual. These white boxes here, those are my crates. Okay. Now each crate contains 6 boxes. So in each one of these, you have 6 boxes. Okay. Now in each box contains 8 cookies. That's why I have these little arrows here pointing up there. Now I didn't do that on all of them. I just wanted to give you a visual. So how many cookies are there in all? Now there's multiple ways to solve this, and I'll try to give you a couple here. The first thing is you can multiply all the crates times all the cookies in the boxes. Or let me rephrase that, all the crates times all the boxes times the cookies. Okay, so what we can do here is we can go 4 times 6 times 8, because right here there's 6 boxes in each crate. So if I do 4 times 6, I get 24. So giving you a visual, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's how I got my 24. 4 times 6. That means there's 24 boxes. Okay. Now, there's 8. That's why I underlined that up here. 8 cookies in each box. So if I have 24 boxes and there's 8 cookies in each, it's 24 times 8. Okay. Now to solve that, put that there. 8 times 4, 32. Bring up my 3. 8 times 2 is 16 plus the 3, 192. Now if you were doing word problems, most teachers, especially all the ones that I know, they don't want you just leaving the number. They want you to put what that number represents. And in this problem, it's asking how many cookies are there in all. Okay, so with that 192, we would put cookies. Okay, because it's not 192 boxes. It's not 192 crates. It's 192 cookies. Now, we started off with the 4 times the 6. Now, here's another way to do it. You can find out how many cookies are in each crate. Now, you're going to get the same answer. So, if you have 6 boxes in each crate, and there's 8 cookies in each, you could go 6 times 8. That's going to give you 48 cookies per crate. Now, we have how many crates? 4. So we would have to multiply 48 times 4. 48 cookies in each crate. We have a total of 4 crates. 4 times 8 is 32. Bring the 3. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 3, 192. And remember, we got to put what it is, 192 cookies. See, our problem is written different, and it's solved in a different path, I'll call it, but we get the same answer. Okay, it's whichever way you like the most and helps you get the answer correctly. Now, how does it relate to real life? Okay, here we are. This is a box of Pokemon cards. Okay, it's saying, and it's from the Walmart website, Each booster display box has 36 packs, and each pack has 10 cards. So if Christmas comes around and somebody was able to get 4 boxes, how many total cards? Okay, I'll write that up here, and I'll even put a question mark. Okay, how many total cards are there? So this is going to take you to do, it's going to make you do multi-step. Okay, you can solve it by going to 4 boxes times 36 times 10. Remember, that's how many boxes, that's how many packs, and then there's 10 cards in each. Some may want to find out how many cards are in each box first. Okay, that's all right too. So to do that, we would go 36 times 10, and then we would have the number of boxes right there. So we're just rearranging the numbers for this problem. Okay, so we'll start off with this one. So if there's 36 packs, I put my 4 here. How many total packs are there in 4 boxes? Okay, so 4 times 20, or 4 times 6 is 24. Bring up your 2. 4 times 3, 12, 13, 14. 144 what? Packs. But that's not what the question asked. The question wants to know total of cards. So remember, there's 10 cards per pack. So now you have to multiply this. There's my 10 right there, times 10. Okay, so 0 times anything is 0. Then we come down to the second line, bring a 0. 4, 4, 1. So this method right here gets us 1,440. Now what's the question asking? Total cards. So 1,440, and remember, always write what it is. Cards. Now we can go here and try this one. Okay, if you go 36 times 10, that's going to give us 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 3, 3. So that's 360. Okay, that's how many cards are in each crate. But we have a total of 4 crates. So now we have to go 360 times 4. 0. 4 times 6 is 24. Bring up your 2. 4 times 3 is 12 plus your 2. And we get the same answer. We just went about it in a different way. So we still have 1,440 cards. Remember, write that out. So one more example. Here at Dinosaur Elementary. Okay. Dinosaur Elementary has 5. Now I've written this out as a word instead of a number. So you still have to understand that if you're doing a word problem, it's always good to underline important details. Even if you're doing a state test or a test in class, if it's on paper, underline it so it'll help you find it again. So Dinosaur Elementary has 5 third grade classes. Each class has 15 students. Each student has $2. If you combined the money of all the third grade students, how much would you have? Write the equation and solve. Remember, equation has an equal sign. So this is going to be a multi-step because you've got 3 numbers that you got to multiply together. So you have 5. Okay, that represents how many classes? Each class has 15 students, and each student has $2. Okay, now you can write it out this way. Some may want to find out how much money each class has. So that could be 15 students, each one has $2, and then multiply that by 5. Okay, you're going to get the same answer. So we'll start here. 5 times 15. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5. 6, 7. So 5 times 15 is 75. That's how many total students. Now, each one of those students has $2. So now we're going to go 75 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring your 1 is 14, 15. That's $150. Okay, I put my money sign there. That's telling me what I have. Now, let's solve it going this way. 15 times 2. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10. Bring your 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus the 1. You get 30. Now, what that represents is how much money each class has, but there's a total of 5 classes now. Okay, so 30 times 5, 5 times 0, 0, 5 times 3 is 15. You still get the same answer, but we went about it in a different way. Okay. Now, here's one for you to try. Go ahead and pause it. And then when you come back, I'll work it out and see. The big thing about this before you get started is make sure you understand what the problem is asking. If you don't read it completely, you might get lost. Darius planted 95 flowers. I'm skipping down to this part. Now it's asking, did Jim, right here. So Jim planted 20 trays of flowers. Each tray held 5 numbers. Remember, we underline it. And then it says how much Darius planted. Those are 2 different people. Now the question is, did Jim plant, how about calling Jam, did Jim plant more flowers than Darius? The same number of flowers as Darius, or the fewer flowers than Darius? Okay, so it's asking you which way. Now, more than likely, your teacher is going to want to see how you figured out the answer, not just writing, well, they had the same number of flowers. Well, how did you get to that point? Okay, so pause this and try it yourself, and then we'll go over it. All right, so I've underlined the numbers already. So Jim, I'll write his little name over here. There's Jim. He planted 20 trays, and each one had 5. So we're going to multiply that by 5. Okay, right over here to the side, 20 times 5, that's 0. Okay, so what that's going to give us, this is my equation. Remember, it's got an equal sign. So Jim planted 100 what? Flowers. Okay, now, is 100 more than, the same as, or fewer than how many Darius planted? Remember, here's what Darius planted, 95. So which number is bigger? The 100. So your answer to this question would be Jim planted more flowers than Darius. And there's your work to prove your answer. Here's another one to try. A store has 40 boxes of oranges. Each box holds 5 bags. Each bag holds 6 oranges. What is the total number of oranges in the store? Okay, so pause the video. Try this one on your own, then I'll come back and go over it with you. All right, so remember, and I'll emphasize this again, we'll talk about underlining the important numbers. So a store has 40 boxes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write 40 right here of oranges. Each box holds 5 bags. Okay, there's me a 5. And then each bag holds 6 oranges. Now the question is, what is the total number of oranges in the store? Okay, so going back to the previous problems, 40 boxes, each one of those has 5, and in each bag has 6. So we could find out how many total just by going 40 times 5 times 6. You might want to find out how many's in each box first. And to do that, you find out if each box holds 5 bags and each bag holds 6 oranges, you may want to go 5 times 6 first. And that would be your each box. And this one's just, we'll just put that all together. So we'll start off with this one, 40 times 5. Okay, 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, now we still got to do times 6 because that's how many oranges are in each bag. This is how many total bags we got. Now 200 times 6 0, 0, 6 times 2, 1,200. Remember, we have to write what it is. So 1,200 oranges. Aren't you glad you stopped by? Okay, so now, each box. So we could go 5 times 6, and that's going to give us 30. That's how many oranges are in each box. But how many boxes do we have? 40. So we can multiply 30 times 40. 0, 0. Now remember, we bring down a 0. Now after you bring down a 0, then you start multiplying. This gets really confusing to some. When they see a number like this, they think that 3 times 0 is this one. That is not correct. We bring down a 0 and then we start multiplying. So now 3 times 0 is 0. It's really important to keep your numbers lined up, because if it gets all scattered, you might add incorrectly. Now 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, now add that together. 0 plus 0. See, they're the same number. We just went about it a different way. And remember, always write what it is. So hopefully that was helpful with the word problems and being able to solve multi-step problems. I do appreciate you stopping by, and if you need a refresher, be sure to check out the other videos, and have a wonderful day.